All right. Hi, guys. My name is Abby Warren. I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. I am a mom of five and a retired labor and delivery nurse, and I have been with Plexus for a little over 3 years. So tonight we are going to be talking about the rank of gold, and that we're going to have three people share with you. I'm going to start it off, and we're just going to kind of go over what it means to be a gold ambassador, what it takes, just kind of the nuts and bolts of that rank. So the first thing, and I think the simplest thing to think about is you need 100 pay points to go gold. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but if you're tracking in Virtual Office, then you're going to be watching your pay points, so you're going to need 100 points to go gold. And so you have to have 3 personally sponsored ambassadors. That means level 1s that you have signed up yourself, and you also have to have 15 outside leg points. So that means you can't sign up 1 or 2 people and then they sign up a bunch of people and you go gold. You would have to have, even if you have one leg that's strong, that you have, a lot of 1 through 3s in, you're going to have 15 outside leg points, which usually is not a problem at the gold rank. So those are kind of the big key things to remember. And this is what, y'all probably heard people say this before. Gold, if you hit the rank of gold, you are at the top 2% of the company. And if they always say, if you can go gold, you can go diamond. And, I was looking up the statistics tonight and I was like, wow, that is so crazy that gold, you're already at the top 2% of the company. So the average gold also makes $10,000 a year. And that can really be life-changing income for a lot of people. That can pay for a lot of extras. A lot of you probably have kids and lots of expenses. So it's really a huge accomplishment to go gold. Now, I want to talk about, how you get those 100 pay points. It is very possible for you to go gold all by yourself, meaning you sign up, 20 level 1s. And actually, that's probably one of the best ways for you to go gold or be working towards gold, because a wide team is a stable team. And the more level 1s that you personally sponsor, the more long-term stability that you're going to have for your team. Now, that being said, we've all heard about the power of 3, and that is something that we want to duplicate down. So if you can, take your ambassadors who and share the opportunity with them and teach them how to go silver, then you are going to go gold much more quickly. Another awesome thing is once you hit gold, you get a one-time rank bonus of $250, which is a pretty nice little bonus. Not to mention, you're going to get paid roughly about $3 a pay point. So you're going to have, about $300 in those 100 pay points, plus whatever commissions you have from your customers and your own products and things like that. The last thing I want to note is that as a gold ambassador, you get paid 5 levels deep. So, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. I would say most people on my team that go gold, they're staying in their levels 1 through 3. So for your level 1, you're going to get, or for your levels 1, 2, and 3, you're going to get 5 pay points for each of those people. So most people are going to go gold in those first 3 levels. So you can kind of simplify it and think of it as 20 people. If I can grow my team to 20 people, I'm going to be a gold ambassador. If you go deeper than that, the points dilute a little bit, but I like to think of it as just 20 people. So that is kind of the nuts and bolts of the rank of gold. And I am going to turn it over to Diamond Ambassador Rachel Neagle. Rachel, are you next or was Melissa next? I'm forgetting now.
I'm next.
Okay, perfect. Take it away.
All right. Thanks, Abby. So I want to end, or I want to start basically where Abby ended, because it's great to tell you what it means to go gold. But now you're probably going, okay, how do I go gold? What is the best way to go gold? And Abby simplified it perfectly there at the end by talking about the fact that, at least in the beginning, most of your growth is going to be in those first three levels. Remember, in your levels 1, 2, and 3, you get paid 5 pay points on those people. When you get to your level 4s, you get 4 points, and so on from there down to your level 7s. So really, if we're thinking strategically, the best, fastest, and most stable way for you to get to the gold level is to do 2 things. First of all, just like we've been focusing on since Super Saturday, is that me plus 3 philosophy. I'm going to join and I'm going to immediately find 3 people and I'm going to have them join me so that I hit the rank of silver. Well, then their next goal becomes getting those people, every person that you personally sponsor, getting them to go silver. So all of a sudden your organization goes from 3 people, the 3 people that you've signed up to, if each of them signs up 3 people, that's another, 9? So now you've got 12 total people in your organization. Then if you can teach them to do the exact same thing, which is essentially, in a perfect scenario, duplicating this down, you're going to end up with an organization that pretty quickly can get to that 20 people. That's one of the reasons that we do the fast start or fresh start gold, is because it really is a very achievable rank in a very short period of time, but especially if you apply a little bit of strategy to it. So one of the things that you should be thinking of when you sign a new person is, perhaps before you even get them to join your team, you say, I want you to bring me a list of 5, 7, 10 people, because the odds are for every 10 people that you put on a list, maybe one of them is going to join your team. We always tell people, when you think of going silver, grab your best friend and your mom and your sister, and that's going to be the core group that sets you up to go silver. Do the exact same thing with the people that you sign up. Ask them, okay, I want you to give me a list of names of people. And then it's really important that you remember, just in the same way that you were not the expert when you started this business and you clicked to join, utilize the power of your sponsor or of your upline or of the team page that you are connected to. Get your sponsor to do 3-way calls with your potentials or 3-way chats with your potentials, because that's going to do 2 things. One, it's going to provide third-party validation to any potential people that you have that are wanting to join your team. Or if you are the sponsor and you've signed up 3 people, be willing to do those calls or those chats with the people that your people are recruiting. And then it also provides a training opportunity for them. So keep that 20 people in mind. Now, one of the things that I asked a lot, I think probably Abby, I think Melissa, who you're going to hear from next, we could speak on this forever. What do we wish that we had known to do differently in the beginning? I don't know about Abby or Melissa. I had 0 background in network marketing. I didn't understand any of growing wide or growing deep or what any of that meant. And one of the things that you have to know when you hear us say ad nauseum that our compensation plan is like no other comp plan out there, it's true. It's so true, in fact, that it complicates even having people build websites for us, because they're used to a one-size-fits-all format, and our compensation plan is different. What I wish that I had done differently, I knew enough about network marketing from other companies that most companies want you to grow very, very, very deep. That's how you earn pay. Plexus is completely different in the sense that we want you to grow your first level as wide as you can go. As many people as you can responsibly sponsor. When I say responsibly, I mean it's your responsibility to train them. It's your responsibility to walk them through the back office. It's your responsibility to troubleshoot with them on how to take their products. It's not fair for you to just sign a bunch of people up and then turn all of that over to your sponsor. But we really do encourage people to grow as wide as they can on their first level, but then also take that principle that I just gave you of the me plus 3 and duplicate that down so that your level ones grow their businesses wide and their level ones grow their businesses wide. And that is really how you build a legacy business within this company. You'll notice that each rank, there's a certain point amount that you have to hit in order to rank up. We mentioned that at gold, it's 100 people that, or 100 points, 20 people, not 100 people. That at the next rank, it's 250 points. So always keep in the back of your mind, what does that amount of people within my organization need to look like? So essentially, to go emerald, which is 1,500 points, that's our first jewel rank, you would need 300 people in your first 3 levels. So if you keep in mind growing your team both wide, your biggest leverage is going to be in your first 3 levels, your level 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's where you need to spend the biggest investment of your time. And so I think there was a question. Let me look at that real quick because that was basically all I had. Oh gosh, no, we are not. Well, first of all, pyramid schemes are illegal. The thing about a pyramid scheme is that there's no real product to it. You're selling, it's almost like a timeshare in a weird way if you want to think about that. It's like owning something, but you don't really own it. I'm not saying timeshares are pyramid schemes. That was the first thought that came to my head. But we have to stay in very close compliance to the FTC, that's the Federal Trade Commission. And we can't just be selling an idea of an income or an idea of a company. You have to be able to provide an actual product or good, which is what we do. I mean, that's the reason that we say, you've got to have $100 either in your own personal purchases or in products that you have sold to someone else in order to get paid. So that right there, the fact that you have to have that commission qualification, should dispel any notion of pyramid scheme. There's also a funny little YouTube video about MLMs versus pyramid schemes. It's animated that you could send to somebody. But just keep in mind, like Abby said, 20 people in your first 3 levels. Use the Me Plus 3 format that is in your back office. Use that send, share, invite. Grab amazing testimonials off the ambassador community page. Tell somebody, I'd love to send you this testimonial. Send it to them. Then grab one of the amazing videos about the products or the compensation plan from the back office. Say, I would love for you to watch this and give me some feedback. And then take the opportunity to invite them to some kind of opportunity. Tomorrow night in Fayetteville is the Health and Happiness Tour that's going all around the country right now. Get to a live event. I actually shared on my team page yesterday. So I went gold 5 years ago tomorrow. So it's kind of timely that I'm doing this call. But 5 years ago yesterday, I was on the verge of going gold, and it was the first time that I drove 5 hours from Lubbock, Texas to Dallas, Texas. My kids and my husband sat in the car and watched a movie while I went in so I could see how to do an opportunity meeting, because I was like, my business is growing. I don't even know how to do this. I didn't live anywhere near my uplines. So I attended that meeting in person. And y'all, I can't even tell you, I think almost everybody that was at that original meeting is a senior gold or above, most are jewels in the company now. There's such power in events, whether those are online events or whether they are in-person events. Don't forget to utilize that aspect of send, share, and invite. Oh, yes, and convention, absolutely. So is Melissa on? Do we know yet?
Yeah, I'm on here. Can you hear me?
All right. There
Yay.
you go,
Okay,
girl.
guys, you gotta excuse the look, the atmosphere here. This is what's so great about this business is that I'm at the ball field and I'm training you guys in the car really quick. That's why they asked if I was on here, because I was like, I'll hop on a little late. But I want to talk to you guys about why it's important to go gold. And so I was thinking today about when I went gold and why was that such a big step for me? Why was that so important? And I can tell you the biggest reason is because silver is the beginning of your journey, but gold is the beginning of your team. Once you kind of shift from that silver to that gold business, guys, you are a leader at that point. You have a team at that point. And that to me skyrockets your business forward in the right direction. When you are just sitting at silver and you've just got 3 people, and sometimes it's just your mom or your best friend or your sister or these 3 people that you just happen to convince to join your team. But at the point that you go gold, you have got a team, and most of them are in love with the products, and some of them obviously want to work the business. Hopefully you didn't get to gold all by yourself. And so guys, but you got to think like you have a team, but the basic building blocks of this team that you've started at gold is just the exact thing that Abby talked about and Rachel talked about. It is basically just simple steps. You're just getting people on your team, you're making sure they fall in love with the products, and you're helping to develop them to a silver ambassador. And you're doing that over and over and over again. And what I love about, just helping these people get silver is once you kind of teach them what to do, you're teaching them how to post strategically. You're teaching them how to go silver. They're going to turn around and do that for other people as well. So you're going to teach them the same building blocks that you are using yourself. So that's something encouraging, but you have to kind of have the mind shift. You kind of have to, that mindset has to shift from, okay, I just got these 3 people that, just signed up. Maybe they signed up for wholesale. I know mine did. To now I have a team, and now I'm starting to build this team when I'm working toward gold ambassador. So really quick, when I was thinking about how to motivate you guys tonight, because that's kind of where we want to leave you guys, is how to motivate you. I was thinking about what right now could be getting in your way of getting to that rank of gold. And I came up with just 4 things that I think could maybe be getting in your way of reaching that rank. Number 1 is you are not, maybe, I don't know, but you've got to continue to grow your personal business. Some of you sign up 3 people and you think that those 3 people are going to get you to gold. And that is not true. Rachel touched on this. I think Abby touched on this. You have to continue to grow your personal business. Guys, you don't want to have to get to gold by yourself. That is not the goal of this, okay? You don't want to have to do that. But if you just stop growing your personal business and you sit there and you tell your people, hey, continue to grow your personal business, well, they're not going to see you grow in your personal business. So you have to continue to find business builders, continue to find those people who want to try these products at wholesale prices, and continue to work your own business. You can't go into management mode at any point in your business. Trust me, we are emeralds and sapphires and diamonds right here talking to you, and I still grow my personal business. I still do work my personal business every single day. So don't get into that. Okay, I've got a couple people now, I'm just going to manage them and get them to silver. No, you have to continue to grow your own personal business and show your team that you are working the same way that you're asking them to work, and you're modeling those steps yourself. Okay, so that's the first one. Number 2, I prefer when my ambassadors start out, I like to handhold and spoon feed. And this has not always been the case with me. I'm a little bit red. And I kind of want to just be like, okay, well, do it like I did it. Well, that's not everyone's personality. And so sometimes a little hand holding is great. Lots of 3-way chats, guys. You might have to just kind of go ahead and tell yourself, I am going to talk them through every little thing. They are new and they're going to need you to just talk them through it. So even if you have to, hey, here's a couple posts to post for the next couple of days, or hey, let me shoot you a couple of messages to send these people, or hey, let me hold you a launch event. Guys, I'm finding that launch events for my newbies just online are just going a long way to developing their business. People might not come to an event in person, but they will hop online in their PJs and learn about this business or learn about these products. And that can help your newbie go silver just like that. And it's so simple. If you don't have access to an online launch event that's already set up, ask your upline, and I promise you they can give you some, just the basics of that online launch event and help you do one of those. But spoon feeding your new people in the beginning will help them to train their new people when they get ambassadors. All right, number 3, and this is a huge one, is get over your insecurities. I find that most people that get stuck between that silver and that gold rank, I'm gonna wait till somebody's muted. Somebody's microwave. There we go. Sorry, guys. I wanted you guys to be able to hear. Okay, so the reason that people get stuck between that silver and that gold rank, I find, is so much insecurity. And here's what I often hear. I hear, well, I just don't know if I can lead a team. Sure, you can lead a team. Guys, it's not just you leading your team. You want to develop leaders. And if you don't feel like you're a leader yet, let's read some personal development books. John Maxwell has some amazing leadership books. If you don't like to read, listen to it. I've got earphones right here. You can put it on your phone and you can listen to it. Grow yourself as a leader. You don't have to be a perfect leader, guys. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know exactly what you're doing to lead a team of people. You all have something in common. You all love these products. So run with that. You don't have to be this John Maxwell step 5 leader to have a gold team. So that is one insecurity that you're gonna have to just tell yourself, I don't have to be the best leader to be a leader. Okay, that will come later. You can be a great leader later, but right now they just need you to be a leader, period. You don't have to be the perfect leader to lead a team to gold. Okay. The second thing I always hear is, no one on my team wants to work this business right now. Okay, so that goes back to you developing your personal business. Go find people who do. And guys, make sure that those wholesale people are happy, because they still count toward your 20 people, even if they aren't working the business. But you've got to find people out there who are like-minded, who need the money. Guys, there's people out there all the time that I hear in the grocery store, in just at the ball field, wherever I am. They're like, yeah, I mean, we just can't afford to do this right now. We can't really go on a vacation right now because we can't afford it. People need extra income, and this is a great way to get it. So you've got to just be mindful of that and find those people that do want to work the business, and stop using that as an excuse. I hear that. That is probably the number one excuse that I hear from people that keeps them from going gold is, well, I just don't have anybody on my team right now that wants to work the business. Well, you be your own rock star and go find some people that do. That is the answer to that. And I know that sounds so simple, but it really is. I think when I went gold, I had one person on my team at that point that really was like working the business. And that was it. Everybody else was just wholesale. Now, I think some of them came around later, but when they see you making money and be successful, they might want to jump into the business too. So never count anyone out. All right. Another thing that I hear is, it's just taking too long for me to get to gold. Well, are you working hard? And even if you're working hard, you know what? When it gets there, guys, you could just skyrocket after that. You could skyrocket on to senior gold. Maybe the Lord is giving you a little bit of time to get the right team at the right time. So it never takes too long to be in the right business at the right time. And you are in the right business at the right time. So be patient. And I want to speak specifically really quick before I'm done to those people who have lost rank and are on this call and they've lost rank and they're like, I'm never going to get back to gold. You're never going to get back to gold saying that you're never going to get back to gold, because that is a negative mindset, and we're going to stop saying that to ourselves. There's lots of people in multi-level marketing all over the place that have lost a rank or have gone it like a roller coaster. It is okay, guys, but goes back to the same thing that I just went over. Be your own rock star. Work every single day. I mean, not Saturday and Sunday if you don't want to. Obviously, take off those days, because most of us do, right? We don't want you, blowing the whole time freedom thing. We want you to have that time freedom. But just be consistent. There's a great app out there right now called Dough. I don't know if you guys have it, if you've heard of it. It's fabulous. That helps you stay consistent. And just do your 5-3-1 every single day. And I promise you guys, if you're consistent, it is going to happen. It is going to happen. I promise. And if you've lost rank, don't be discouraged. There are so many people in this company that can tell you that at one point they lost rank and they came back and it was so much better than before, that they needed that time to realize what they had to do to better their business. There was a reason that God put them in that place in the first place. So guys, you just got to go for it. Make an action plan, decide, hey, I'm going to go gold in April, and figure out how many people you need, figure out how many people you need to help go silver, and go for it, and don't look back. And that's all I have, guys.
Love it. That's awesome. Okay, so now we are going to turn it over for Q&A, and I already see some questions popping up in the chat box. Let's see, what was the first one? Okay, the first one is about rebuilding your team. I feel like Melissa kind of just answered that about re-ranking, and that was perfect. Somebody asked, what is 531? Does one of y'all want to explain that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
531 is a training that, we learned years and years ago. I think Sarah Marble presented on it at convention, and it's basically reaching out to 5 people per day. So 5 new people, so potentials, 3 existing customers. So you're going to check in on your customers, and 1 existing ambassador. So there are some people that do 10, 10, 10. So 10 potentials, 10 customers, 10 ambassadors. I think Doe has it set up where you can set how many people you want to reach out to each day on Doe. There's tons of IPA journals floating around that have a different variation of this, but it's basically just making sure that you move your income producing activities. You prioritize those in your day. It's so easy when you get on Facebook, and even though you're thinking, I'm getting on here to be intentional, to go and look and see whose birthday it is so I can wish them happy birthday, so I can start to connect with them in that way. And then before you know it, you're like watching a cat meme video or something. Sarah just asked, is Doe worth the money? So far I've seen major productivity come out of my team from it. I don't know that we know exactly what the fee is going to be yet. There are other apps out there, but the wonderful thing about Doe is the version that they have created for us is, remember I talked about our unique compensation plan. It is also unique to us, whereas some of the other ones that are out there, like Teamzy, are not Plexus specific. I saw somebody else ask about strategic posting. I think that strategic posting, y'all, that we could do a separate call on that. But I think a big thing about strategic posting is that you need to be posting to your non-Plexus audience. And you need to be posting things that are going to keep them engaged, so it can't all be Plexus. But the things that are Plexus need to be things that would grab someone's attention. Whether it's, like I said, a great testimonial, whether it's an interesting picture. To be perfectly honest, if you do like Bob Heilig's Legacy Leadership Academy, one of the things that he will say is stop telling people how much money you make. They don't believe it. So I don't know that when we post pictures of like, all right, it's payday and I got paid early, I don't know that that's that compelling. If you've posted that stuff before and all of a sudden somebody blew up your inbox, keep it going. But you know your audience better than anyone else does. For me, my audience follows me mainly because of things that are related to health and, thyroid and adrenal related and just me educating them on stuff like that. But that may totally be different for somebody else. So I think the biggest thing is knowing your audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say this too. I'm huge. I love social media, but I would say, like I was just thinking about, the saying, dress for the job you want. So you can kind of apply that like it with your posting strategy. Post like a diamond. Post like you are a diamond ambassador. It's clean, it's professional, you're well spoken, it's confident. I see lots of like sloppy posts with grainy graphics and misspelled words, and you really want to go for quality over quantity. You will get unfollowed very quickly if you are just spamming people. And this is the other thing that I would say, you don't need to follow 500 Plexus people. You need to find a handful of people to follow that are doing Plexus, that are outside of your network. So, I'm sure that your team can give you a list of Jules and people who just post really, really well. And you have to just have a mix. And if y'all don't do this, you need to, like, when you're scrolling Facebook, save posts that you see that are good and make little categories as you're saving them. Like, this is a personal posting idea. This is a motivational posting idea. This is a testimonial, things like that. And then days when you're busy, you can just go grab something to share. And I always think it's better if you put it with a picture of yourself or, something that's related to you. People do not want to see graphics. And Rachel's right. This could be like a whole other call. But just like they said, I think Melissa or Rachel said this, you truly, if you have one ambassador, you're a leader. You have a team. But when you're working towards gold, you really do need to view yourself as a leader. You have a team of people who are following you, so you need to set the standard for those good posts and kind of mixing it up. Are you looking through I saw one other question that was good. How to reach out to someone that has posted about financial needs. I mean, I think that's just simple, just say, hey, I noticed you posted about this, or I noticed you shared this. And, I have this awesome thing that's been a blessing to my family, and I just can't not share it with you. Would you want to get together for coffee and chat about it? And I have learned if you can get people on the phone or meet them for coffee is so much better than, and I know that is like so out of your comfort zone, but getting on the phone and letting people hear your voice or letting them see your face is so, so, so valuable. What other? Where do you save posts? Just on Facebook, you click the three little dots when you're scrolling through Facebook, and then you can save it within Facebook. Yeah, somebody's already answered that. Any more questions, or have we missed any? Yes, there is a way to make categories on Facebook. I think it gives you the option when you're saving the post, save post, and then it'll pop up like if you want to do a category or something. That's just one of those things you kind of have to play around with. Anything else? Yeah, it's much better to save them on Facebook than the notes section of your phone. Yes, it is a little bit easier on the computer, I think. How do you get the 15 points? Okay, so the 15 points are going to come from ambassadors outside of that main leg. So say you have 4 level 1s, and then you have a whole bunch of people under one person. As long as you have those 3 other level 1s, you're good to go. And it doesn't even have to be level 1s. You just got to have basically 3 levels 1 through 3 outside of that primary. I'm like trying to draw a picture with my fingers, but yeah, 3 people will get you those 15 points. And anything else? We appreciate you guys hopping on. All right, I'm going to end the recording.